Good morning, guys. Just a quick little video to let everyone know that we've got a meeting on Friday evening, Friday the 8th at 7 o'clock. Same place for all those that were there before. And if anybody wants to join us, give us a shout and I will let you know where we are and everything. So a couple of quick things I want to just say is about predominantly it's going to be about the vaccine thing, COVID. What I want to say as well is about the divide that they are creating all the time across all social media and amongst us all in society, really. Doesn't matter whether it's everything, religion, whether we're vegetarian or vegan, the whole 9 yards. It's about everything, really, and we've got to stop this divide. Yeah, the first time I've really ever felt that has been outside it, by choosing not to have the jab and finding that we weren't allowed to go to local things. Like, for instance, thankfully we could go to St Clair's fireworks, but we couldn't go to Carmarthen, and we couldn't go to the cinema, and we were probably being on the brink of bringing in vaccine passports, so we wouldn't even be able to go to local pubs, which is ridiculous, absolutely crazy, because the evidence now is absolutely overwhelming. You have more chance of having the symptoms of COVID after being jabbed than not. And that is unequivocal. It's for true. It's for sure. So what we need to do, I think, is pull everybody together. I would say that on average, I'll see somewhere around 4 people, maybe 5 people a week that have got vaccine injuries. And we know pretty much they are vaccine injuries, and very often they'll have already gone to doctors. The doctor's not really saying an awful lot about it. They're just looking at the symptoms they're presenting with and try and resolve it with whatever they have, yeah? But they are pretty much because they are listed across the board by all big organisations like the CDC and government sites, in fact, as well, yeah? So the kind of thing that I see regularly in the clinic is neurological pain down both arms, one or both. It's a condition called Transversemyelitis, where you could have a jab in one arm and it'll track across that nerve into the other via the spinal cord. It can cause all kinds of tremors, shaking, dysfunction, pain down both arms. And because it's predominantly affecting the C5-6 nerve, it affects the deltoid, the bicep, and very often the middle sort of part of the back of your back where your shoulder blade is, like a nervy spot there. So that's all from the nerve. See nerve pain down both legs, or one or both, unilateral, bilateral nerve pain down both, swelling of the arms, like massive edema, or equally down the leg. Very often people complaining of calf pain, itching. And when we tie them all together with what is actually happening, if we think it was a toxicity that's affecting it, or an inflammation and toxicity, if you look at Chinese medicine where the bladder meridian is, basically starts at the top of your eyes here at the front, and you get 2 parallel lines running over the top of your head, down your neck, either side of the centre of the spine, down over your backside, and then following pretty much the sciatic nerve down as far as your knee. And then the calf is trying to detoxify. The liver and the kidneys in particular are trying to detoxify through the bladder meridian. So these are common issues. They're seeing lots of it. There's all the general feeling of unwellness, myocarditis of the heart. You get lung infections are on the increase, especially in those that are vaccinated. And the reason being, the lungs have got like a natural ability to fight infection with I'm trying to think of the name of what it would be. It's IgA1 anyway is the chemical or the inhibitor that prevents disease to the lungs, and by having the jab that's been affected and suppressed, and there's a massive increase now, unfortunately, in lung infections and things like pneumonia. So there are things we can do to help all that, but first of all we've got to accept there's a problem. Anybody who wants to know more about it, come to the talk on Friday night on the 8th. There's going to be quite a lot of people there that are on the same page, obviously, as me. But anybody who may have had the jab, had any of these issues and wants to know what they can do about it, please come. You're more than welcome. It's free. Everything's there. Tea and biscuits are all free. We really need togetherness, because I always guarantee you that there's going to be more coming again, and we can't have divide. Everyone to their own. If you want to choose to have the jabs, have them, but you should know by now they're not working. Please don't accept the fact that you'd have been much worse if you hadn't had them. What a load of rubbish. Absolute rubbish. You will be worse after having the fourth one. There's no doubt, because your immune system is going to start going downhill more and more. Fact, please research it. You've got a choice. Please don't give it to the kids, because the kids do not need it, and they do not need the side effects potentially they can have with it. I know quite a lot of people locally now that have got kids that are having problems with myocarditis. It's too big a risk. So anyway, there is tons of good stuff out there now, which is amazing, and it needs to be talked about to help resolve ourselves, detoxify the whole system, and get back to strength and homeostasis. I've started saying a bit with the herbal side of it. This is important, and there's some good people out there. I mean, really, really top of the tree people who know what they're talking about in depth, not just somebody like me who sees things anecdotally and is finding out as much as they possibly can. So if you want to come, be part of it, share. We'd love to see you all there on Friday evening. Give me a shout. Take care, guys. All the best. Have a cracking day. Bye.